Hello, everyone. It's been a while. I'm here to do my yearly check in. I'm going to ask myself a series of questions, answer them again, of course, and reflect on the last year, the answers I gave versus the answers I'm going to give this year, and prepare for the questions to be asked again next year.
Are you happy?
This is actually something I've been thinking about. Oh, I want to say too that I know I'm a few days late. I'm supposed to do this on the 17th. Trust me, since the leading up, I was like, yeah, I got to do my video. I got to do my check in with myself. So it was mentally logged here. I didn't forget. It's just Aunt Flo. I've been dealing with that, still dealing with it. So it's just like, but that's probably TMI. But it's the God's honest truth, you know. But anyway, back to the question: Are you happy? I've actually been thinking about that, and for as much as I wanted to complain about my life, everything is unfolding not in the way that I thought that it would, but I guess in the way that it should. You can't control how the things happen. You just have to know that they will. And that's essentially what's been happening in my life. And when I sat and thought about it, I was like, girl, you are tripping. Please get out your feelings. Your life is just fine. Okay? Keep on doing what you're doing. Everything is okay. You're good. You're happy. You're alive, healthy. Your kids are healthy. Your husband is healthy. You know, that.
How have you changed for the better?
Okay. I can say I've changed for the better in the sense that having a daughter changed me and changed how I'm parenting my children. Now she's almost a year and a half. So I'm teaching her self assurance and all those things, which has been also making me go back and reiterate it into the boys, even though they're older. So I think that's how I've changed for the better. It's also helped me change how I interact with women, with my sisters and my friends, of course. Um, because I want my sister, I want my daughter to be able to have good relationships with the women, but that first starts with a good relationship with yourself, an honest relationship with yourself, and that's basically what I've been doing. I've been talking to myself like one of the girls, girl, you got to get it together, girl, you tripping, you was wrong for that, all of that. That's how I talk to myself, and that's how I've changed for the better. I'm able to check myself. Nobody had to check me. I'm checking myself, trust me. And I feel as if though that's why I've changed for the better. And that's also helped me be a better mother, as I said, a better friend, and a better wife, you know?
How is your life different?
Well, my life is very different. We moved out of the house that we were in. We were actually in the process of moving when I did the video last year. We moved in with my mother in law because we're recalibrating life. And again, like it's happening, not how I thought that it would, but it's definitely happening. It's different. I have a teenager, two preteens, and a toddler. So that's definitely different. It's been an adjustment, but we're making it. I'm making it, you know. Um, I am completely dependent upon my husband at the whew, I'm completely dependent on my husband at the moment. And that's been an adjustment because I've been a person who's always done most things on my own, even though we've been together. We're in year 6, but we've been together 5 full years and been married for 2. So I'm still just, I think I got it. I'm in my groove, you know, but that has been an adjustment for me. He actually got on me last night about it, y'all.
Where do you need to make some changes?
I need to make changes when it comes to my health. I do prioritize my health, but not as much as I should. I prioritize everybody else's health over mine, and that's what mothers do. But my husband is always fussing, baby, you gotta do this. And it's like, I know I need to do it. It's just, I gotta make sure you're straight and make sure the kid's straight. And I always tell him, if you're not okay, we're not okay. And I have to take that message for myself. I need to make some changes in the fact that I'm doubting myself. That's why I haven't been making YouTube videos. I've been posting over on TikTok and kind of on Facebook and stuff, but I don't know. I guess because I'm in a period of change, I've really, really been doubting myself. And it's like, why are you doubting yourself? You know that you're awesome. You know you don't have it all together. You're learning and just put that out there. Be yourself. And so that's where I think I need to make some changes.
What was your biggest failure?
I think my biggest failure has been doubting myself and, getting online and seeing people do the things that I said I was going to do. And it's like, girl, that could have been you. But I do understand that everything happens in due time. But yeah, it's just like I see people doing what I said I was going to do and they're thriving and flourishing. And it's like, to me, that feels like a failure because it could have been me, but I didn't do the things that I needed to do. And that's solely on me.
How well did you take care of yourself?
Oh, I won't lie. The past year has been an extreme adjustment, with us moving, having a baby, a newborn. She was still a newborn at the time. Now she's in full on toddler mode. I've gotten better with taking care of myself. I do have routines in place and I have gotten so much better. Even my husband, he was like, dang, baby, when you take care of yourself, you're always in a better mind frame. He's like, and I like that because then that puts me in a better mind frame. And he's like, whatever you do, he's like, make sure you keep taking care of yourself. So yes, I've done a better job of doing it. And he knows when I'm off my routine. He like, mm-mm, go, he's like, go do whatever you need to go do. So yes, I have been taking care of myself, but I do know that I can do better.
How did you grow as a mother?
I kind of already answered this without even realizing it. I grew, like I said, because I have realized where I needed to make changes in my parenting, because now I'm nurturing a daughter, which in turn I'm nurturing my inner child, which has also made me go in and change things that I'm doing with the boys. I was a boy mom. I didn't, even though y'all, I know there's no difference in boys and girls, but there are differences. There really, really are. And the way that boys are socialized is not the same way girls are socialized. So how I've been raising the boys, well, I haven't been raising them by myself, but how I've been raising the boys, I can't raise my daughter the same way. But it's also showing me where I need to go in and make some edits, some course correction. And that's what I've been doing. We actually talked to my 13-year-old the other day about something that he did. I won't tell his business because that's his business. But I was like, oh no, sir, we're not doing this. And we corrected it. We talked to him and we made sure he had an understanding and he got it. And I was like, good, because I don't want you to be one of those men that's off in the world with this foolishness. At least we have sat you down and talked to you about this. You cannot use it as an excuse that my parents didn't talk to me because they did.
Has co parenting gotten better?
The 13-year-old is the one I co-parent, and I also co-parent my husband's 10-year-old. Is he 10? Yeah, he's 10. Co-parenting has gotten better with my husband's ex-wife. It's so good, y'all. It's so good right now. It took work, it did, but we're in a great space. I swear to you, we're in a great space. With my son's father and his wife, I think that's still a work in progress. I'm still a bit hopeful that we can get to the place that I am with my husband and his ex-wife. I just think some conversations need to happen. Not so much, not closure, not that. It's we need to discuss how we even got here because this situation was all messy to begin with, and that needs to be addressed in order for us to progress. If that makes sense. I don't want. It's not about rehashing. You did this. You did this. That's not it. It's about talking about how we got here and what are we going to do to fix it from this point on.
What was your biggest achievement?
Hmm. From last year to now, what was my biggest achievement? I think my biggest achievement has been becoming a better communicator for myself and for my husband and for my children. I've always talked to them, but now I'm really much more open, and I think that has helped a whole lot. And it's like, dang, girl, you're doing it, you're doing it. So I'm not just out here telling people you need to do this, you need to do this. I'm doing it too. I'm not telling people to do stuff that I am not actively doing myself. And I think working on my communication has been my biggest achievement. There's no award or reward for that, but I do feel like that is my biggest achievement.
Where do you want to be this time next year?
Um, this time next year, I would like to be no, there's no like to be. I'm going to be 20 pounds lighter. My physical health will be what I'm in working towards the bigger goal, and I know that I need to lose weight. I've been working on that. And this when I come do this next year, I will be 20 pounds lighter and healthier. Um, I want to be more consistent with showing up for the audiences that I've built. That's where I struggle. Because I create these communities, I make the content, and then I get discouraged because I feel as if though no one's resonating with it or I'm just doing this for no reason. And I know that's not the truth, but it does get hard when you don't see any, not accolades or anything like that, but just when you don't see any changes, immediately. Because the thing is, I have been making content almost 10 years now. I do see changes and I do see benefits, but it gets discouraging when you see other people take off faster than you. And I know that's not my journey, but it can be discouraging. And that's where something I need to work on. So this time next year, I want to be fully secure in my content creation. And I say that because I actually make content about my life. I am not one of those people that's perpetrating. I'm, I don't understand why people do that. Like, I get it for the monetary gain, but I just don't understand because if you fake one time, you have to keep on faking. And I'm just not going to fake my life or anything that I'm doing. Anything that I post online, I'm really doing it. I can't see myself creating a false narrative for entertainment of others.
What are you grateful for?
Honestly, I am grateful. I am grateful for it all, for everything, my life, my ups, my downs, my children, my husband, everything, because I know that that is molding me into a better person. I can get in like, oh, I wish this and I wish that. And you can get caught up in all of that, but you will never appreciate the things that you have right in front of you if you focus on what you don't have. And I actually have a really good life. And I'm grateful for that because I hate to say this, but it could always be worse. And that's not to poop on anyone who may be worse off than me, but it's just the fact that I acknowledge it could be worse. I'm grateful for everything, you know. I am. I'm grateful for you tuning in. I'm just very grateful for everything because I know it is making me a better version of myself. That is it for the questions this year. I feel much more confident in my responses this year than I did last year. I watched last year's video earlier last week, I believe, and I was like, girl, what are you doing? But this year, like I said, I feel much more confident in my answers, more sure of myself. And I hope that you guys stick around with me. Trust me, I say this all the time. I'm working on it. I am. I really, really am. So just continue to stick with me. Um, See y'all in the next video. Bye bye.